If Vince McMahon thinks this is the way a go-home show should look like before a Royal Rumble pay-per-view, I want you guys to fucking take a deep breath and think about what you watched tonight for 3 hours. Think about what we all collectively watched for 3 hours. Just realize that this is a Monday Night Raw before one of the most highly anticipated Royal Rumble matches that the company will ever put on. Simply because Roman Reigns is defending the WWE Championship against 29 other men. The one thing that I took away from this show is, number one, Vince McMahon doesn't fucking care. Number two, someone out there is clearly watching Off The Script. They have to be. They have to be. It's not a coincidence that this company, who is void of ideas because they are so fucking awful, took two of my ideas for this same fucking show. If you guys have been watching me, I mentioned, well before the announcement was made, that Roman Reigns will be defending the WWE Championship inside the Royal Rumble. I made the announcement on my show well before Triple H's name was even brought up in the conversation to be at the Royal Rumble, let alone win it. I brought up the idea of Triple H getting one over on Roman Reigns by having the drawing. The good old school number system where they got the plastic balls. And inside this fucking drawing you have 30 balls. You take one number out and you figure out who's going to be number one. Or you have the fucking guys in the back collectively as a roster shown on television. Take the balls out and act fucking surprised or happy about whatever numbers that they got. Then it would come to Roman Reigns. And every ball that he would draw would be rigged. Would be rigged. But Triple H would be the one doing the screw job. Not Vince, not Stephanie, not Vince and Stephanie. Triple H. That was idea number one that they took from good old JD and Off The Script. It's not a coincidence. I've been saying this well before the Royal Rumble. Well before the Royal Rumble. Idea number two, which I knew was a good idea. Ever since Cena went down with injury 2.5 weeks ago. I mentioned, okay, Undertaker and John Cena clearly isn't happening at the Royal Rumble, or at WrestleMania. Undertaker versus John Cena is not happening at WrestleMania. What do you do with The Undertaker? What do you do with Brock Lesnar now? The Rock, for insurance reasons, might not even be wrestling at the show. We don't know. Triple H more than likely will go one-on-one with Roman Reigns. What do you do with Lesnar? Who do you book in a match at WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar? Do you use somebody on the current roster and you build them up? Or do you go out and pay X amount of money to bring someone in as a hired gun to lose to Brock Lesnar? I said, okay, here's an idea. Last week, when WWE dropped the ball on yet another Monday Night Raw, like they usually do, Wyatt family was out during the introduction when Vince McMahon was talking about someone on the roster grabbing the brass ring. The entire roster's out on the stage. Who's going to win the Royal Rumble? Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family come out. They're standing on the announce desk. They're looking cool. Lights go out. They interrupt Vince and Stephanie in the ring. And they give them a mere 30 seconds on the microphone. Lesnar was on the show but did not appear last week until the closing segment, where he pretty much demolished the entire fucking roster. The only group of people that did not cross the path of Brock Lesnar were the Wyatt family. And I'm saying, you got Brock Lesnar on the show, and this is the best that you could do with him? This tonight, whatever happened at the end of the show, I'm going to tell you this. Number one, it was a week too late. Number two, I loved it. Number three, I don't want you guys to look anything more than what happened tonight. I don't want you to look towards anything regarding this. The Wyatts are not going to win the Royal Rumble. The Wyatts are not going to be a dominant force in the Royal Rumble. They might be, but they're not going to win the Royal Rumble. They might be there at the end. They're going to have a solid place in the Rumble to the point where they are going to have some kind of impact on the finish of the Royal Rumble. I honestly think that Bray Wyatt is going to be eliminated in this Royal Rumble on Sunday, and it's going to set up a match with Brock Lesnar. And what WWE did tonight is not what I had said 2.5 weeks ago. Really, I said this on Out of Nowhere, and I said this on Off the Script. If you want to gauge people's attention, if you want to gauge people's interests in Bray Wyatt, the Wyatt family, and you want to pretty much solidify or give us a heads up or a clue about what Brock Lesnar is doing at WrestleMania, plant the seeds now. And by the time Fastlane and March comes around, you got something that's going to blossom into something that might be fucking great. Wyatt and Heyman promos are gold. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? 1 week too late. This should have happened last week. But I commend WWE, and I only kid. I doubt they're watching Off the Script, but it certainly seems like they are. The Wyatts tonight pretty much put an exclamation point on the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns, the League of Nations, Paul Heyman, the WWE, and more importantly, the biggest threat in the Royal Rumble, Brock Lesnar. Bray Wyatt looked absolutely fucking on top of the world tonight. Not only did the Wyatt family decimate Brock Lesnar one by one, Luke Harper with a clothesline, Eric Rowan with a spinning heel kick, and then Braun Strowman got in whatever he got in, a punch or a slam or whatever the fuck he did. But he stood there, primal scream and all, and they looked dominating. And Bray Wyatt, in the midst of all this, ordering people around. Ordering people around. Get him. Go get him. And then before you know it, Bray Wyatt is telling Paul Heyman, don't move. Do not move. And he's looking at Paul Heyman. And he grabs Brock Lesnar and Sister Abigail. And he looks at Paul Heyman again before he gives Lesnar the kiss of death. And boom, Sister Abigail on Brock Lesnar. The Wyatts were the real winners tonight on Monday Night Raw. This should have happened, like I said, last week. I think it would have been at least a tease last week. You could have had a stare down between all four guys and Heyman and Lesnar. No physical interaction was needed last week. This week, they did the physical interaction. I liked it. That was a great way to close Monday Night Raw on an overall horrid, atrocious, boring, cure for insomnia Monday Night Raw. I don't know what's going on with Monday Night Raw. I really don't. I thought 2015 was bad. Tonight might have been worse than every fucking Raw last year. This is not a go-home show. I don't know if the WWE is building towards Survivor Series still, or they're building towards a Royal Rumble. I'm slightly concerned now. You know? WWE has taken what could have been an unpredictable Royal Rumble, which it still is in some ways. But you're building the Royal Rumble, and they put a lot of emphasis on Lesnar and Roman Reigns tonight. And now the Wyatts. Nobody's going into the Royal Rumble believing the Wyatts are going to win. Nobody's going into the Royal Rumble thinking the League of Nations has a fucking fighting chance at all. This Royal Rumble is built around Lesnar and Reigns. Two men. This is the same fucking premise that the WWE has had for the last 3 or 4 years. It's always two men. Nobody believes Jericho is going to go in there and stand a fighting chance. Nobody. I don't get why WWE doesn't stack the Royal Rumble. Then you got goons like Titus O'Neil and Mark Henry and Stardust and the fucking social outcasts all saying, oh, I'm going to win the Royal... Are you fucking kidding me? You're better off shutting your fucking mouth. You're lucky you're even in the Royal Rumble. You don't need to come out and tell me you're going to win the Royal Rumble. Nobody on this fucking planet is going to believe you. Nobody. The Royal Rumble is built around two men. And that's a fucking problem. That is a problem. How does it end? That's the only thing that remains unpredictable. The Royal Rumble can go one of two ways. I'm telling you right now, take this to fucking Orlando on Sunday. I've been saying it for months. Triple H comes out at number 30 and screws everybody and wins the title. Or Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns pull a Lex Luger and a Bret Hart in 1994, and both men go over the top rope. Okay? That's two. The dark horse ending I'm going with is Roman Reigns and Lesnar are going to be in the ring. This is before the number 30 entrant comes out. Okay? This is before the number 30 entrant comes out. Lesnar and Reigns will be there at the end. Bray Wyatt would be eliminated at this point, and he is so obsessed with eliminating Lesnar, which will set up their match for WrestleMania, that he eliminates Lesnar from the outside with outside help. The rest of the Wyatt family desperately trying to get Lesnar out of the Royal Rumble due to outside interference. He will be eliminated. The buzzer goes off at number 30, and Triple H comes down as the surprise entrant in the Rumble to win the Royal Rumble match and the WWE Championship, which will then set up Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at Fastlane for a number one contendership, and then Roman Reigns will go on to fight Triple H, win the WWE Championship, and get his WrestleMania moment. Those are the three possible endings that I'm going with for the Royal Rumble. There's no other way to go about it. There's no other way to go about it. I enjoyed what I seen in the last 5 minutes of this show, and that was it. Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family looked fantastic, and I knew something like that had to be done. That's the only thing WWE got right tonight. Other than that, I don't know what this was building towards. I don't know what this was building towards. Why we have so many tag team matches. Why we have so many people nobody fucking cares about. Why are you showcasing the rest of the fucking roster in a way in which nobody fucking cares about them? Why am I supposed to care about what happens on this show? Why? Why am I going to care about a tag team match with the Dudleys and the Wyatts yet again? I'll get into it, but the WWE has failed in all other aspects to build this Royal Rumble as something meaningful. The only thing that they did right was pick and choose who they want to be there in the end and forget everybody else. Roman and Lesnar. That's it. That's it. And that's not the way you build a Royal Rumble, man. That's not the way you build a Royal Rumble. I would love pre-match, fucking pre-taped promos about why Wrestler A is going to win the Royal Rumble, why Wrestler B is going to win the Royal Rumble. And these got to be fucking decent fucking names, man. You're not going to give me a Heath Slater and I'm going to believe this guy. Guy's been off TV all year. Why am I going to believe he has a fighting fucking chance? You could put him in there against a fucking cardboard cutout of the Brooklyn Brawler, and he'd still get eliminated. Who's going to believe he's going to win the Royal Rumble? You know? Curtis Axel still going on about, oh, I was never eliminated from the 2015 Royal Rumble. Does anybody fucking remember that? Bo Dallas and Adam Rose. Where were these fucking guys? Titus O'Neil, The Ascension. I mean, is WWE for real here? I mean, seriously, this is the best that they gave us. This is the best that they gave us for the go-home show for the Royal Rumble. I don't know. I don't know. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw, and the rest of it took place tonight from Columbus, Ohio at the Nationwide Arena. The only thing nationwide about this fucking Monday Night Raw is that people collectively were falling asleep by 9 p.m. Nationwide is on your side. And so is insomnia. And if you need fucking a cure to get a good night's sleep, just watch Monday Night Raw. January 18th, 2016. Stephanie mentioned something about 1999. Huh. Jesus Christ, how I wish it was 1999 again. That's when things were done right. It's 2016, and they can't even book a proper Monday Night Raw before the Royal Rumble. You can't even book the Royal Rumble. I don't understand it. Roman Reigns wants Brock Lesnar. Trying to act all tough now. Out comes the League of Losers. Nobody cares. I think I was... What was I doing during this opening segment? I think I was cooking dinner. I think I was boiling a pot of hot water. Watching a boiling pot of hot water was more interesting than watching this opening segment. Chris Jericho was out there. Somehow, this got twisted and turned into a Rusev versus Roman Reigns match with Chris Jericho as the referee. Who appointed him the referee? So you mean to tell me wrestlers now can appoint themselves referees? Seriously? And what was Jericho doing holding a Miz TV microphone? I didn't know Miz TV was the highlight reel with Chris Jericho. I don't know. Maybe WWE didn't see that one. Well, that slipped under the radar at the production meeting. I don't fucking know. But it led to a Rusev versus Roman Reigns match. Whatever these guys said in the beginning meant nothing. It really meant nothing. Nobody cared. Roman Reigns versus Rusev. And Roman Reigns beat Rusev with a spear at 14 minutes. Great. My interest was at fucking negative levels before this match even started. What does WWE do? They take 2 commercial breaks. 1 5 minutes in. Why am I supposed to care about Roman Reigns and Rusev if you're going to take a commercial break after you just got back from 1 commercial break? Before the match was even fucking announced. We got a commercial break in which we seen Chris Jericho changing his suit jacket into a referee outfit. And then we got a fucking commercial break in the middle of the match. Why am I supposed to care? Please, someone explain that to me. Either way, Roman Reigns beat Rusev with a spear. Nobody cares. Wyatt family versus the Dudley Boys and Ryback. What am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to say? You guys know what I'm going to say. Who scripts this fucking garbage? Seriously. Why are we subject to seeing the Wyatt family and the Dudleys and Ryback again? What was the outcome of this match? A discus lariat from Luke Harper to Bubba Ray Dudley at 6 minutes and 42 seconds. And they take a commercial break in between the fucking 6-minute match that they had. Like anybody is going to generate any interest. On top of that, how many times did we see this before? Wasn't this on SmackDown last week? Seriously. And then the week before that, and then at Tribute to the Troops, and then at TLC, and then at Survivor Series. I mean, how long is this going to go on? How long is this going to go on? How many times did the Wyatts pin the Dudleys? As if this one match was going to mean anything. What did this match mean compared to the last fucking 8 times that the Wyatts won? Someone explain it to me. I I know I'm overly negative, but fucking Christ, give me variety. Why are we subject to seeing the same matches over and over again? And what is with the 6-man tags? You might as well get rid of the fucking tag team titles that the New Day are holding and create 6-man titles. You can't even book a regular tag team match anymore. Because all you do is focus on 2 teams. Do you know how many teams the WWE has? Do you know? They have 3 teams in NXT waiting to be called up, who would fit on the main roster like a fucking glove. You got Blake and Murphy, who would fit great. You got Enzo and Cass. You got Jordan and Gable. I mean, I don't understand it. Why? Why is it so difficult to book tag team matches? And for the last 3 months, we got nothing but the Usos and a New Day. And they got all these fucking teams. You got a plethora of teams. A plethora of teams. And what do? You don't use them. You don't use them. You'd rather book 6-man tags just to get fucking Boar back in a match before the Royal Rumble. And this fucking goon is making guarantees. Oh, my New Year's resolution is making me, is winning the WWE Championship. Yeah, what a New Year's resolution that is. You know what my New Year's resolution is? Trying to stay awake during one of your fucking matches on Monday Night Raw. That's my New Year's resolution. Awful. Nobody fucking cares. And yet again, this was on a go-home show and played nothing into the Royal Rumble, except for what Bray Wyatt said at the end of this match, that the Royal Rumble will be theirs. Wyatt's win. And then WWE, because they thought you didn't get enough sleep during this match, Big Show versus Heath Slater. Seriously. This is what they did. Big Show versus Heath Slater. And before the match, the Social Outcast promised to win on Sunday. Yeah, I promised to win on Sunday too. I could go in the Royal Rumble and have a better chance than Heath Slater. Why are you bringing Heath Slater out promising to win on Sunday? Baffling. Baffling. 56 seconds. Do you know what I could do with 56 seconds? I could take the most enjoyable piss of my entire life, and it would be better than watching this fucking match. An absolute waste of everybody's fucking time. Big Show comes out and he's taking pictures with fucking kids in the front row. He's taking pictures with kids in the front row. Wasn't this the guy that came out 2 weeks ago on Miz TV and started cursing the crowd out? Stopped himself before saying asshole. And he was getting on people's cases because they were chanting, please retire. I don't know who's stupider, the WWE for flip-flopping him back and forth, or the WWE people who go to these shows. 1 week you're cheering him and telling him that he's fucking great and taking pictures with him. The next week you're fucking booing him out of the building. Tell him to retire. I mean, I don't get it. This is what pisses me off as a fan. And then you want me to come on here and say, Raw was great. Raw was entertaining. Are you fucking mental? Are you mental? I don't know what show you're watching on Monday night, but it certainly isn't this fucking heap of shit. Stephanie's in the back. She gives the League of Nations a pep talk. They need more than a pep talk, Stephanie. She's going on about that they're fearsome, and that Sheamus is a former Royal Rumble winner, and that he's a former WWE champion. And then she's going on about Alberto Del Rio, that he's a fucking Latino star, and he's the United States champion. And then she gets to Wade Barrett, who hasn't fucking lifted a fist to punch anybody in the face in 2 months. You're a former king of the ring. That's like telling somebody, you're a fucking bum. You're an irrelevant. Nobody cares about you. You're the king of the ring. Really? That's like telling somebody they just got promoted at their job where they're making $7.50 an hour and now you're paying them $7.75. That's what it means to me. Nothing. Nothing. Wade Barrett won the King of the Ring. That's something he should be proud of? What did you do with him after he won King of the Ring? You put him in a feud with R-Truth, who mimicked the King of the Ring victory that Wade Barrett had, and you have him wearing a tinfoil crown, and you put him out there with a scepter made of toilet paper rolls. Yeah, King of the Ring. Real prestigious. So was the shit I took after I ate my fucking Italian meal tonight. That was real prestigious. Probably more prestigious than the King of the Ring Wade Barrett won last year. Give me a fucking break. And then a segment that should have never happened, and I called it. I called it. Except it wasn't Vince and Stephanie doing it. It was Triple H. But Roman Reigns, to everybody's surprise, is number one in the Royal Rumble. If Roman Reigns was anything but number one, I probably would have drove to the fucking Titan Towers tonight and took a piss on their door. The window guy who cleans the fucking windows in the morning would have had a nice mess to clean up in the morning. I was saying earlier in the show that WWE had to let people know that Roman Reigns was number one because all they do is tout and fucking brag. Oh, Roman Reigns is 29 versus 1. He's defending the title against 29 other men. And when were you going to make the announcement? When were you going to make the announcement that he was number one? The day of the Royal Rumble? You got to get it through these people's heads, man. The people watching your product are fucking idiots. They would have went on and on to me still. Oh, JD, Big Show's number one. He came out 3 weeks ago and said he's number one. Really? Vince McMahon said he's defending the title against 29 other men. Must I do the math for you? How stupid can you be? Big Show's number one. He announced it. What? It says it right in the fucking promo package. With that clay figure of fucking Roman Reigns holding the title. Which is fucking awful, by the way. That's how they preview a Raw. What happened to the nice graphics during the Attitude? Anybody remember the SummerSlam where Stone Cold and The Undertaker were fighting in the main event and you had AC/DC blasting in the background, you got fire everywhere, Highway to Hell? What happened to that? Now we're relegated to fucking clay figures? Who made the promo packages for these for this pay-per-view? A 4-year-old? A 4-year-old at lunchtime in pre-K made the fucking promo packages for the Royal Rumble. Here's Roman Reigns. He's holding the title. 29 other men. Here's Kofi Kingston and Big E. I mean, I don't understand. They don't even look like their fucking real-life counterparts. It's atrocious. You got a 4-year-old making fucking packages for the Royal Rumble. Boy, WWE's gotten really lazy. I don't know what they're doing. But regardless of that, you still would have had some goon out there, even though it's staring him right in the face. Roman Reigns defends against 29 other men. You still would have had other fucking people coming at me. Oh, Big Show's number one. Oh, Hideo Itami's going to be number one. Oh, the Boogeyman's going to be number one. Doink the Clown's going to be number one. Mr. Perfect's going to be number one. You fucking for real? I don't believe half of these fucking people that come to me on Twitter. Oh. What? Whatever. The fucking segment shouldn't have even happened, man. Common sense. Common sense. And Vince is so inept, he can't even open the plastic balls. Fucking dropping them everywhere. He's fucking taking one out and he's throwing it away. What if that could have been a fucking real entry? Just right from the gate, he's taking balls from the thing, dropping it. Oh, he's taking one, throwing it away. That could have been someone's entry number. We all knew that every name in that fucking thing was going to be Roman Reigns. We're not dumb. I called it. I called it. Becky Lynch versus Tamina. This happened. And Becky Lynch is looking good, man, I must say. Becky Lynch is looking good. I am actually looking forward to seeing this match. Seriously. And did I miss something? I know there was... Oh, the fucking review and the results I'm reading. I knew I missed something. I forgot to... because I was ranting about it on fucking Twitter, and I seen Becky and Tamina in my notes here, which I think is going to be a great match. Charlotte was hesitant for a title match, and Ric Flair said, you know what? You're going to get your match. You want to fight the best in the world, the greatest of all time. That's what you're going to get. Royal Rumble getting Becky versus Charlotte. Charlotte looked to be a little bit displeased with her father's decision because she didn't agree with it. But Becky, looking good. I hope Becky takes the title. I think Becky is, right now, the #1 performer in the Divas division. Seriously. I think what they're doing with her and this whole promo with Charlotte and this whole storyline with Charlotte, even though I'm not a fan of Charlotte, inching its way very, very slowly, I'm starting to somewhat enjoy it because I like the way her and Charlotte work together. And I think they're going to put on a great match. But speaking of the women, please, someone slap me across the face and tell me I'm fucking daydreaming. Number one, Total Divas is an atrocious abomination. Number one. Number two, if I have to last another 5 months with seeing storylines from a pre-taped fucking program that was filmed last year take place on Monday Night Raw, I may very well fucking hang myself during a live episode of Monday Night Raw and just put it on my Twitter. I can't take it. I can't take it. And then, just like the Big Show flip-flopping back and forth, Paige comes out tonight expecting cheers, but it was more like, what the fuck do we do? Do we cheer? Do we boo? Do we go get a fucking Mountain Dew from the concession stand? I don't know. But she comes out with Natalya. She comes out with Natalya. Now, please, someone slap me across the fucking face and tell me I'm a fucking asshole. Wasn't Natalya attacked by Paige when she was going through her shtick with Charlotte? Can someone please inform me, or am I losing my fucking mind? Why is Charlotte and Paige getting in a program last year, and you built all this fucking dissension up about trust and honesty with Paige, and she's attacking Natalya, and now all of a sudden, 1 week before the Royal Rumble, she's coming out with Natalya as if nothing ever happened. And is WWE for real? You're building a feud that happened on Total Divas with Paige and Alicia Fox because Alicia Fox unfriended Paige on social media? I mean, are you listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth? This is a real-life storyline on WWE television. Alicia Fox unfriended Paige, and this is a storyline on WWE television. Seriously. Your mother undercooked the fucking filet mignon last night. Is that going to be a storyline on Monday Night Raw tomorrow on the Royal Rumble or before the Royal Rumble? Seriously. I don't understand this. This is WWE in a nutshell. They're taking a fucking storyline from a show that was filmed last year and now acting it out on television. Totally forgetting what Paige did to Natalya during her entire feud with Charlotte. Yeah. Great. If I have to see another fucking storyline from Total Divas, I may fucking hang myself. Seriously. It is awful. It is awful. And the business model for Total Divas, yes, I understand it. It's good business. But seriously, you're building a Divas revolution. This is not a revolution. It's fucking awful. And you're going to have the fucking goons out there telling me, oh, Total Divas is a great show. When? Where? It's awful. And none of that bullshit should be leaking onto Monday Night Raw. None of it. Absolutely none of it. Sheamus and Del Rio defeated Dean Ambrose and Kalisto. And they announced Kalisto versus Alberto Del Rio for the fucking U.S. title again at the Royal Rumble. I mean, really? What was the sense of taking the belt off Kalisto? What was the sense of taking the belt off Del Rio in the first place? You could have built it towards the Royal Rumble and give him his big victory at the Royal Rumble. If they flip-flop the title again off Del Rio, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. I don't understand why this match is being booked again. Seriously. And Kalisto got his ass kicked tonight. What makes anybody believe that he's going to beat Del Rio? If they wanted something special, they should have had the title stick with Del Rio, and they should have never had him lose it, and then lose it at the Royal Rumble if that's what they wanted to do. But I doubt that they're going to take the belt off him. Why? It makes no sense. It made no sense in the first place. It's not going to make any sense on Sunday if they take it off him again. Big E versus Jey Uso. The Usos are quickly becoming fucking honorary members of the Get Off My TV club. I can't take these fucking guys anymore. Uso boring is what they are. And apparently they're getting a tag team title shot against the New Day at the Royal Rumble. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, man. Even the whole shtick with the trombone and the funeral with Big E and the rest of the New Day, I didn't care. I wasn't even laughing, man. This show put me in such a fucking piss mood that nothing on this show that was supposed to be funny made me laugh. Mark Henry, Titus O'Neil, R-Truth versus Stardust, The Ascension, and Tyler Breeze. I forgot Neville was in too. Another 8-man tag. Survivor Series being booked right before the Royal Rumble. Tyler Breeze takes the pin, as always. Mark Henry botched what was supposed to be a toss from Titus O'Neil. He was supposed to catch him, or he was supposed to catch Breeze in the World's Strongest Slam. He overthrew him, and Botchamania has their highlight clip for the week. But Tyler Breeze, man, I don't understand it. I'll talk about it on my digital podcast. I'm going to go rant on that again because Tyler Breeze, how the mighty have fallen. 5 years this guy was in developmental. He gets the call up, and in 1 month, this guy's career. Think about that. Guy's in NXT for 5 fucking years. Fired almost twice. Comes up with the Tyler Breeze character and hits a grand slam every time they call upon him with this gimmick. And it takes Vince McMahon 1 month to ruin this guy's career. 1 month to ruin 5 years of hard work. Imagine that. Imagine that. And then people on the internet, oh, what's the YWC and the IWC gonna fucking cry about this week about Tyler Breeze? You must be a bumble-headed fucking idiot if you don't see it. 5 years. It took Vince McMahon 1 month to ruin Tyler Breeze. Awful. Absolutely fucking awful. None of these guys belonged on my television. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. WWE's floating up Schitt's Creek again. And that's pretty much it. That was it. That was the main event. And then we had the Lesnar thing with the Wyatts and Reigns and all this other bullshit leading towards the Royal Rumble. All in all, this was a awful, awful, awful go-home show. Awful go-home show. Nothing on this show made anybody excited about the Royal Rumble. Not when it's the, oh my God, let me bow down to Roman Reigns Monday Night Raw. That's all we're getting now. It's really getting sick to my fucking stomach. If I gotta last through this all WrestleMania season, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I can't take this Roman Reigns ass kissing anymore. It's getting on my it's getting to my stomach. I can't do it. I can't do it. But you guys heard me in the beginning. You guys know how I feel about the Royal Rumble. We're going to talk about it on Off the Script again, as always. Preview and predictions coming up on episode 101. So make sure you guys tune in to that. I don't feel good tonight, man. I lost my voice during the fucking stream. I don't have, my thoughts collectively together there tonight. I'm not as quick-witted as I thought. This show completely ruined my fucking mood and really, really put me to sleep, man. I'm actually going to sleep after this uploads. Seriously. But that's your Monday Night Raw review. If you guys missed my podcast on iTunes, PodBean, and Stitcher, I'll leave you a link down in the description. There'll be annotations on the video as well. Make sure you guys go check that out. Off the Script, if you missed it, that is down in the description as well. If you guys want to go buy a t-shirt, get off my TV. We'll be seeing a lot of guys that you don't want on your fucking TV at the Royal Rumble on Sunday. I'll tell you that. Make sure you guys got your t-shirts. Other than that, I'll see you guys on Friday. Actually, I might do a SmackDown review on Thursday. I'm off on Thursday. I think I'll do a SmackDown review for you guys. And obviously, Out of Nowhere, number 13 with JoeCronin and JD on Wednesday live at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you guys will be seeing me. But right back here, SmackDown, and then Friday for Off the Script, episode 101. Until then, this is JD. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later this week.